What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about another Raid Soul player, but you can see right there that we have the McKinney. I'm going to explain to you guys what's been going on, and I'm going to also explain a lot of the positive feedback I've been getting about the way that you guys have been winning more games with this new system that we've created. Pretty much it's because of a lot of the, the comments and things that we get back with the community, engaging with you guys on Twitch. It helps to round out a little bit more or less what's actually going on with everybody's game. All right, so McKinney is not an expensive limited. I want to point that out first before we even get into it, because usually the limited players are very, very expensive. So he's at about 300K right now. London Fletcher, we had to actually raid sell. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what was going on as far as, why that happened, why we had to go that route, and what was necessary about that. He's an undersized player, but he's a run-stopping middle linebacker that gets inside stuff for one. Okay, so realistically what happened was this. We had to get rid of him because this guy McKinney is 6'4", bigger, heavier, and he has a lot of good traits that comes with his card. So for those of you guys that were running with London Fletcher, I'm going to let you guys know it is, okay, why is it doing that? Why is it giving me an error? I just wanted to see so I could show the guys, his numbers. But anyway, EA is going to boot us out of it, out of the game mode, and then we got to go back in. All right, that's fine. Shout out to EA Sports and the entire development team that makes that possible for every consumer of the video game. Now, once we get loaded back in after we were, just completely disregarded, and we just got thrown out of the mode, I'm gonna go into the auctions and the trades, and then we'll look at it that way. That way, EA probably won't boot us out this way. So let's go over to Fletcher. All right, we're gonna go over to Fletcher, and we're gonna take a look at his numbers, and then we're gonna take a look at McKinney. So that way, everybody understands exactly what I'm talking about, because this is what it is. If you have the right players, whatever scheme you're running, it all depends on how you're trying to work it. But you can get a little bit more success when you start to look at what's actually going on. Okay, so somebody has him up for 288. So let's take a look at what's happening, right? He's 5'10". Notice his, his key attributes. Nothing really at 99, right? 245. He's a heavier, smaller player. I want to point out again, Pat Tillman in Madden 20, he was an undersized safety, but he was a real big hitter, and it was, Enforcer was that deal. This year, the bigger players, they do, they get better animations. Even though everybody gets big hits, if you have a taller, heavy player, he'll blast you up. That's why we're all waiting for Taylor Mays. If you guys follow me on social media, when I was trolling EA Sports, when they spoke out the limiteds and I said that they spelled Taylor Mays' name wrong, I just want Taylor Mays. I know a lot of you guys like, yo, he sucked in the NFL. I don't care how bad he was in the NFL. In Madden, they love him, and he goes crazy. And because of his weight and his height, he's going to be a monster. That's all I'm looking for. I don't care how bad he was. We all know he was a physical specimen. For those of us that watched him, he was a physical specimen. Workout warrior and all that stuff. He just couldn't get it done on the field. But in Madden, trust me when I tell you, he's going to add a different dimension when they give him another card. So looking at that 5'10", 245, we all know he's undersized, but he has weight on him, right? So now, with that being said, this is the next step that everybody has to understand. Once you see that and you understand the concept of the run stuffer, right? So let's go to 98. I'm gonna go to my actual card with all his boosts and everything as well, but I just wanna see what his price is right now. So he's at 309, and he's a limited, so he quick sells for 250K, just so everybody understands that. So this is kind of like, wow, he might suck, but he doesn't. Not if you know how to use him, right? So let's go talk about his card and why I chose to get rid of London Fletcher, and also the success that I've been having with him. It's been like a wash, because with the new all Madden mode and head-to-head, we are in Legend, because they kept everything from the previous year, so I didn't have to work my way up to Legend. This is what we've been doing. That one loss that I got on stream yesterday, Aaron Rodgers sold or whatever, he's garbage. But as of, I think it's Kent Murphy, right? I think we started with Kent Murphy today, going down Uncle Sal, all these other guys. This is what's been going on since he's been added to the team. All right, so it's just a lot of domination in the highest level mode of the game, and it's all Madden. So now, what makes him so special? What is it about him that it's like, all right, Gmia, you told me about the last card. I've been getting wins with London Fletcher. Why should I get rid of London Fletcher? All right, this guy is a bigger, better London Fletcher. Although I think Fletcher is heavier than him, he doesn't have the height. And also, he's a gold 99. So for some reason, EA makes the gold 99 play a little bit better. It's all like stuff that we have in our minds. Is it really true? I don't know, dude. It is what it is. But let's take a look at his numbers, right? 94 speed, 97 excel, 82 strength, 99 tackle. That's in green. Like, that's what he does. 99 hit power. So this is what goes like 6'4", 260. Okay, so he is heavier. That's why he's been hitting the hell out of people. It's been getting kind of wild. All right, so look. He has not caused a fumble yet, right? But he big hits everyone that he hits. Another point of order that I want to talk to you guys about. If you run the 3-4, today we were labbing 3-4 odd, right? We've been running the nickel double A gap. A lot of you guys have been using that and having a lot of success. That's not a problem for me, guys, to kind of show you guys the ropes during the live streams on Twitch. For those of you guys that are subscribed to GmiasWorld Gaming, you get the full in-depth viewpoint of what's going on with the game, so you learn a lot from watching that as well. I will continue to do that for you guys going forward. But like I said, I am going to start to open up into more video games, probably a little bit 2K. I hate 2K though, because the gameplay sucks, but you guys have been really wanting some 2K, but there's other games that I want to play again, including God of War, but I'm waiting on some things to come together because I want to make sure that you guys have a better experience with that. But this is the situation, right? This is very, very important to me to make sure you guys understand this stuff. This guy is a major upgrade to London Fletcher in this game just because of his size and weight and the fact that he has a 99 hit power, and when we run the double A gap, he's shooting right through the gap. Even if they block him because the O-line that you're playing against has abilities, he's going to blast whoever he hits, the quarterback, whatever. And it's going to be those stupid animations where the ball just drops out and it's a fumble and it doesn't make sense. That's what you're going to get a lot more of. Now, I'm not saying that they tuned the way that the enforcer works or hit power in general, but I fumbled today on a hit from a middle linebacker. I made my opponent fumble with a hit, like, you know, as far as like not him causing the fumble, but other players will get off and cause the fumble, because he hasn't in particular caused the fumble from a hit stick. But Ricky Jackson goes crazy, so he's the one that caused a lot of fumbles. He comes right off the edge and hits the quarterback in the backfield, usually gets a fumble. So it's just a situation where you're going to get he's also faster, and like I said, the weight and the height, you know, it goes into that as well. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to get the results that you want to stop the run and different things like that. Now, getting into the zone coverage, 85, is that decent zone coverage? No, it's not. But it doesn't really matter though, because they all play and stay around the same area. Like, it's real stupid. Everybody knows this, and I told you guys this back in like October. The middle linebacker, because it was part of the development's team plan to like nerf it, they kind of made them very obsolete. So there was something that I did back in like October when, it was maybe October, November, whenever Ted Hendricks came out, I was showing you guys, because he's 6'7", and he has very good man and very good zone coverage. And I would drop him into coverage, and he wouldn't animate. Now it's a little bit different. You may notice that some of your players are actually animating, but it's still not the same thing. It's still not something to where they're going to do everything they're supposed to unless they have lurker. All right? So with that being the case, it's very, very important that you guys understand. Don't worry too much about the man in zone coverage, because if you decide to man up a player or run zone from a middle linebacker position, they're not going to play it that well, even if they're rated higher overall. Like, even if you're Sam Mills, it doesn't really matter. And that's something that I really, I want to stress that, because you guys are like, yo, Gmia, yo, this guy, what about this zone, man? You guys are looking at too much of things that don't really matter in the game. You got to just get somebody that's big and fast, that can shoot the gap, that can get inside stuff for one, and you got to go from there. And that's why this card is valuable, because getting inside stuff for one, that was planned out. That wasn't something that EA just magically came up with and was like, you know what, let's do this. They planned this out perfectly, because now you can't just look away from it. The problem is right now, when you get this card for cheap, depending on what happens, people are going to realize that the best middle linebackers are the run stoppers that get inside stuff for one, and just having them sit on top of the middle where they're in between the center, the right and left guard, because I have two of them. I have Tremont Edmonds and I have this guy as well. So they just sit there with inside stuff. You can block them, like I said, with like, you know, post up and nasty streak, but they're still shedding. So it's still something that's crazy. And then you get to control your ability points because they're one. So now you spread around the ability point and you can actually have a lot of fun with that. So usually I would tell you, like, these middle linebackers, whatever, they're trash, whatever. But when you find a good run stopper right now that gets inside stuff for one, you're in the money. Because no matter what you're running, even if you run 4-3, If you sit them there, whatever you can do where you have middle linebackers in the middle of your field, even if you set your coaching adjustments to like base and just have them there, they are running right in, usually. Now, if you play somebody that understands the game and they run power O and stuff like that, you're gonna have to practice shooting the gap with your user and stuff like that. But this is like a no-brainer with that card. So it was worth it to me to raid sell the previous card because now I'm getting better results with what I have right now. Everything else, there's nothing that's been changed. Also, you know, you guys did point out before I let you guys go about Enforcer, because he also gets Enforcer for one. Yo, Gmi, is that worth it? Should we put Enforcer? I'm not ready to go crazy with Enforcer because I know that it's not as good as it was prior. You probably would be better off with like Strip Specialist, user the guy, hold the R1 button and try to strip the player. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much what you would have to do, you know, in that regard. To you know, be quite honest with you guys, because I don't believe in Enforcer and I get hit a lot by Enforcers. They blast me with a big hit. I very, very rarely fumble. And sometimes it's not even because of the Enforcer. So I'm not gonna go there with you guys like, yo, you gotta do, no, we're not doing that. It's not about the hype game. It's about what really works and what's gonna make you guys better. That's my, you know, my full focus. So try him out. Remember, he quick sells for 250. You're not really losing anything. He's gonna be the same value, or he may go up when everybody realizes he's that much better. And because he gets that inside stuff for one, and you run the proper defense, it's GG's in the chat. So, you know, since I've had him, we haven't even come close to losing as of yet in Legend. I don't know what's going to go on with you guys. If you guys want to get ready for Weekend League, check him out, see what he's doing. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy your day. Continue to be safe. Until next time. One love, y'all.